That thing is kind of loud,
It is.
huh?
Yes, it is.
I hope you can't hear it in the video.
Well, please, you may have to close your window.
No, if I close the window, then I'm gonna start sweating, and I ain't gonna be able to breathe, and I'm gonna die.
Well, you may have to do it later.
But I already turned it on.
Go for it. Go for what you need.
Like, how long can he do that though?
Until he's not doing it.
Like, he don't have nothing else he could be doing though. Can I go out there and tell him that I'm busy right now? Can he come back later?
Go for it, man.
You think he'll listen to me?
Of course.
He like, excuse me, but I'm trying to film a YouTube video right now. Is it possible for you to come back and blow these leaves at a later date? I'll be nice about it. I'll say please and thank you. I do have manners. I'm looking for some lip gloss, y'all. Hold on. Why y'all coming in the room? Why y'all coming on in this room? Come on in this room. Come, ain't that a church song? Come on in the room. That sound like one of them old spirituals. Come on in the room. That is a song, I think. I just don't know the words to it. Who is here? Shamar. Where you been, Shamar? Thank you. Candy. Antoine. Phoenix. Omo Yemi Ya Cola. Queens of Queens Jackson. Alafia. Phoenix Blue. Amber. She said, hey, birthday girl. Thank you. That's it, Phoenix. That is a song. That is a song, huh? Jesus is my doctor. He writes out all my. Okay, I don't think that's it. That don't sound. That don't quite. Okay, I'll look it up and figure it out. That went. I think that went down the wrong direction. I don't think that was quite it, but it is a song though. I thought
Okay.
it. I thought it was a. I thought it was a song. Okay, you guys, let's get started because I don't want to be on here long, and I actually want this video to be seen by other people. And the shorter it is, the more likely other people will click on this video because y'all have attention spans of gnats. And if the video is too long, people will not watch it in the replay. But I do want people to. I probably should have just made a standalone video for this, but I didn't, and I am going to start doing that, but I didn't do it this time, so hey, don't trip off of that. But let me show you this article that was written by a teacher, and her name is Jessica Gentry, and if you search her name in YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, this will come up. She she wrote a Facebook post that went viral, and this is the post. She said the filter comes off now. I think it's easier for people to believe that I left teaching because of the lousy pay. It was easier for my former human resources director to believe it because I found something that I was more passionate about. Some would allow them to assume, let them be comfortable in their assumptions because your truth may lead to discomfort for others. Well, I'm not some. That ain't me. Let me tell you why those who ooze passion for teaching are leaving the occupation like their hair is on fire. The old excuse, the kids have changed. No, no freaking way. Kids are kids. Parenting has changed. Society has changed. The kids are just the innocent victims of that. Parents are working crazy hours, consumed by their devices, leaving kids in unstable parenting slash co-parenting situations, terrible media influences, and we are going to give the excuse that the kids have changed. What did we expect them to do? Kids behave in undesirable ways in the environment that they feel safest. They test the waters in the environment that they know their mistakes and behaviors will be treated with kindness and compassion. For those well behaved kids, they're throwing normal kid tantrums at home because it's safe. The kids flipping tables at school, they don't have a safe place at home. Our classrooms are the first place they've ever heard no, been given boundaries, shown love through respect. Cue, the kids have changed. In the midst of all this, our response is we need to be 21st century schools, one to one, student to technology. Okay, so forget the basics of relationship building and hands on learning. Kids already can't read social cues and conduct themselves appropriately in social settings. Let's toss more devices at them because it looks good on our website during an interview. One division asked me, how are you with technology? That's important to us. Oh, I hear Bobo the chimpanzee is pretty tech savvy. I consider myself pretty great with kids. Now, it's actually a very long article, and I don't want to read the entire thing, but this teacher goes on to say that parents have told her, I don't want you to tell my child no, because she did an interview. She is actually doing a lot of interviews with news stations now. I guess she did this post in June of this year, and it has since went viral. And of course, you know, when stuff like this goes viral, the media will pick it up, and they will also start to circulate it, so more people are reading this. But the article that the news interview that she did today with one of our Bay Area affiliates, she basically said that she has children whose parents have come to her and tell her, I don't want you to tell my child no. So they want their kids to come to school and basically do whatever they want to do. And I guess the teacher is just supposed to sit there and watch them do that. So I guess that's why we have kids now fighting to the verge of almost killing other students in the classroom. And what can the teacher do? Because I recently saw a young man literally plummet a girl, and they were in the classroom in a junior high school, and they counted the punches. This boy landed 11 punches to this girl's face. Now, mind you, they were the same age, and I don't know what happened before the confrontation because the video started rolling, of course, when, you know, the two kids were up in each other's faces, you know, squaring off. The young lady wasn't saying anything. The boy was doing all of the talking. The young lady did not hit back. And the boy just continued to hit this young lady in her face. No one came to her aid, not even the teacher. So we have put teachers in a position where they're no longer effective. They can't, what can they do? Because these teachers know they can't touch these kids. Because a teacher last year, a student hit him, he hit the student back, and of course he got fired. So these teachers, at this point, they just throwing their hands up. They don't know what to do. What can they do? Because the problem here is that the parents are getting younger and younger. We have in 15, 14, 16, 17-year-old parents, okay? We got parents that are 16. What does how? What does a 16-year-old know about being a parent? When I was 16, I didn't even know, I knew my mom was paying bills and, rent and all that kind of stuff, but I had no idea how much it was. There is no way in the world a 16-year-old can parent a child effectively because they're still a child. And she was talking about how now parents believe. Okay, okay, I'm back. I don't know what that is, y'all. We are trying to get it fixed. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm looking right at the cable box right now, and the box is still up. So I have no idea what that is, and I'm not going to rack my brain trying to figure it out because my husband has looked at it. We have went to um, the website for our cable provider, and everything there seems to be fine. So we'll worry about that in a minute. But she was saying that the children, and I'm going to read your comments after I get finished talking. I can't see them right now. She was saying that, if she calls a parent and talks to a parent about the child's behavior, instead of that parent taking the side of the teacher, the parent will take the side of the child and then want to jump on the teacher. That's not how it used to be. And I'm gonna give you a story. This happened to me in high school. I was probably like in the ninth grade, I think, and I had an algebra teacher that was rude. And so he had called me up to the board to do a algebra problem, and I didn't know what the problem was, so I didn't want to go up there. And he was like, well, you got to come up here because, everybody else is coming up here. So you got to come up here just like everybody else. If you don't know how to do it, just come up here anyway. And, like, hell, that's embarrassing to go up in front of the whole class. You don't know how to do it. And the teacher already got a janky attitude. So, I went up there. I was like really embarrassed, start crying because, I was like a really sensitive kid back then. So I went home and told my mom what happened. And my mother came up to this. My mother is not the type of person that, would fight. She is a Christian, she was a Christian woman. So she came up to the school and she wanted to have a meeting with the principal and the teacher to, to see how we could fix the situation. Because at this point, I was just really mad. I was just over the whole situation and mad at the teacher for embarrassing me. So, my mom, the teacher, the principal was like, what happened? And I explained to him what happened. So, of course, my mother took this situation of, well, how can we resolve this? How can you teach her effectively without embarrassing her in front of her peers? You do realize that these are her peers. These are other kids that she has to deal with even when she ain't around you. So you ain't gonna always be there to be like, y'all cut that out or whatever. And she's a child, and you don't just embarrass a kid in front of the class, especially when you already know that they don't know the work. So everything was smoothed over. The teacher was like, okay, I understand. I won't do that again. Then the next day, the teacher decides to tell the whole entire class, oh, so Lashana started crying and went and got her mama. And that just blew the situation up to a point where it should not have been. Now, that was the teacher's fault. That wasn't my fault. So I know that, teachers have different styles. You know what I mean? I know that teachers are different, but we are in a transition period now where teachers are basically saying they don't want to teach these kids. The kids are getting to a point where the teachers don't want to teach them. And a lot of that is the parents' fault. I see we even got the idiots then come back. I don't have any none of my moderators are here. Okay. I got her. But that was the teacher's fault. That was his style. He didn't feel like he had did anything wrong to me, and it was wrong. What he did was wrong. But now, like this young teacher, and this she looks like she's in her 30s. She looks young, a young teacher. But she says she's at a point where she just don't want to deal with the parents. And we are raising a bunch of kids who don't want to hear no. They don't want to do no work. We're raising kids now. Oh, well, I think all of the kids should get a trophy just for participating. No. If you didn't win, you don't get a trophy. What you get a trophy for? You didn't win. You lost. You have to be able to deal with the fact that you lost. These kids are growing up now. They don't have any social skills. You don't see kids outside playing like we used to. That's why we knew better how to handle conflict, because we talk to each other face to face. It's hard to handle conflict over social media because you don't know you can't hear the tone and inflection over a text message. Because I can take a text message like you really want to fight, or I'm about to come over there and cuss you out. And that's not what I meant, but that's the way you read it because you have that negative mindset. So you are going into the situation with the negative thought process. Because most people don't look at things positively. We constantly jump into a negative thought process because it's easier. It's like everybody's default now is negativity. We don't default on the positive side. Our default is I'll beat your blankety blank blank blank. Instead of let me call her and talk to her and see what's going. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not even gonna talk to her because she didn't already say what she gonna say on social media. And that's what we do now. When we have conflict, we just go and make a video about it or blast them on social media or blast people on. And sometimes that does work because Grubhub, I had an issue with Grubhub, and I blasted them on Twitter. And 2 hours later, I get a message from Grubhub. Hey, can you jump in our DMs and tell us what happened so that we can solve this issue for you? Because we do not like angry customers. Now, in that type of situation, it worked. But when you have a friend or somebody that you have in conflict with, the worst thing you can do is jump on social media and make a video, because that's not going to do nothing but blow the whole situation up to a point where you don't want it to be.
Sure thing. Thanks a lot, Amy.
When he said that same thing happened to me, but my entire classroom helped me after I got attacked by a guy, but the teacher didn't even help. My classmates did. As a result, the guy got arrested and got expelled my junior year of high school. The day after the day after my visit to the hospital, my upperclassman told me he has a habit to run when a fight starts in class. Yeah, I mean, I think now we have gotten to a point where teachers feel helpless because they know they can't touch no kid. And then they don't want
Hey,
to put themselves in a position where a child will touch them. So they don't want to break up fights. Because a teacher breaking up a fight and then that kid turn around and fire on the teacher, hit the teacher, then what is the teacher supposed to do? You can't even hit that child back. Because if you hit that child back and you got 10 or 15 other kids in the classroom filming that, and they just post the clip where the teacher hits the kid and don't post the whole thing, then that teacher can get in trouble. So it's like the teachers are basically in a no-win situation right now. How how do they win? Like what can they do? I mean, this young lady wrote a very nice article, and she is making her rounds now with the news media. So I'm pretty sure, if you guys watch any type of news, or even if you get your news from Yahoo, or when you open your mail, there's the little news clips down there. That's how I saw this, was on Yahoo Mail. I think it was like the first article or whatever down there. And so the young lady is making her rounds right now, talking about this situation. And I'm pretty sure that now she is talking about it. There will be other teachers also giving their opinion about it. I mean, it makes me sad as a grandparent, you know, we still have school age grandkids. And this is the kind of stuff that makes me sad, because I just cannot imagine, my granddaughter fighting or my grandson fighting, and nobody helps her in the classroom or anything like that. The teacher not feeling strong enough to help her or anything like that. We think about all of that. You said the teacher runs from fights that happen in his classroom. Well, do you blame him? Do you blame the teacher? Because that's not their job. It is not the teacher's job to break up fights. I would run too, because I'm not gonna let you hit me, because I done been in too many skirmishes trying to break up fights with teenagers. Y'all are some really aggressive folks. I've worked in a group home. I broke up fights. I had a concussion once. I done been scratched, punched, hit, spit on, everything. Working with kids. Y'all kids are violent. So I don't blame these teachers. Babe, you can move that out the way. You don't have to take that big step over that little fan. Just move it.
I'm fine.
Okay, child. Them your legs.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, then the majority of kids are overweight. They big old kids from all of this stuff. Like kids not little. These kids bigger than me. Like I'm only 5'3". So your average high schooler is taller than I am. These some big kids. These kids in junior high school look grown. So no, I wouldn't want to be a teacher. I wouldn't. No, that's the last profession that I would want right now. I couldn't deal with y'all kids. I really couldn't, because the kids nowadays are on something totally different than the kids in my generation. Like the generation, like my kids' generation, they started it. It wasn't as bad, but these kids now, they on something totally new. They doing stuff. I'm looking at that plant. My plant look like it's the. Am I gonna have to? I might have to take that sucker out of there and put him in some dirt. Yeah, babe. These kids are on something totally different. They these these are a totally different breed of children that are in school now. These kids are angry, and their anger goes more than just verbal. They are physically angry, and they are lashing out. A lot of them, we don't, the teachers don't know what is going on in these kids' homes. A lot, that's where it starts. It starts in the home. And the teacher has no idea what is going on in a student's home when they, start class with them. And of course, the kids they're not going to tell you what's going on with them. They just gonna lash out and want to fight everybody, want to kill everybody because they unhappy and they don't know how to verbally express their unhappiness. So they lash out at the teacher, at their peers, at everybody. All they want to do is fight, and they are doing it. They are fighting. They are extremely aggressive. Let me see. Let me see what else she's got. So she said, and since our technology approach doesn't seem to be working, teachers must need more training. So take away two take away two planning periods a week and render that time utterly worthless when it comes to adding to the quality of the instruction. Just this year, a new math assessment was introduced for kindergarten teachers, and we had to attend a training on a school day, time missed with students. Then it took us 3 weeks to administer it, one on one to 21 students. Such a waste. All of the info I could have told you about them without taking away from precious instructional time. Instead of holding parents accountable and making them true partners, we've adopted a customer service mindset. I've seen the Facebook rants about attendance and getting the letter. Well, here's the thing, I can't teach your child if he's not in school. I was cussed out by parents who wanted to attend field trips but missed the 3 notes that went home. And when they did attend a trip, sat on their phone the entire time. I've had parents stand up multiple times on conference day, then call to tattle on me when I refused to offer an after school option. I've had parents tell me that I'm not allowed to tell their child no. My mental and physical health was in jeopardy every single day. Knowing that your kids need and deserve more than they're getting, sitting in one meeting after another, begging for more support, only to be told don't lose sleep over them when you love your kids and are passionate about your mission. These messages tear you apart. Watching them come in dirty clothes, chaos at home, and knowing they need more than you can give them in a classroom of 21 with less and less support, multiple languages spoken, several different disabilities, it breaks you. You become emotional eaters. We become couch potatoes to zone out. We become so short fused that our families suffer. So that's why I finally realized you can't save them all. You can't even help 21 if you aren't healthy yourself. If your mental and physical health aren't a focus, you aren't even good for the 21. I left my retirement fund, my paid sick leave, 46 days left on the table unpaid. I didn't leave for better pay. I decided to start with my one at home and work to help other mothers to be able to show up for their own at home because I really do believe it starts there. I found something that allows me to impact the environments that those 21 go home to. I found something that I can make an impact with that doesn't leave my tank empty, rendering me useless for others. I may have left the classroom, but I'm still advocating for those kiddos. It just looks different now. And this is the young lady. And she is talking from a kindergarten perspective. Kindergarten, not high school. So if you can imagine how this teacher feels and what she is dealing with in kindergarten, these the babies. Can you imagine what the high school teachers are dealing with? If the babies are coming, if they starting bad, what is going on with these high schoolers, with these teenagers that hormones are raging and they did not probably already done been through a divorce, or one parent is in jail, or a parent is on drugs, or they living from, pillar to post, sleeping on somebody's couch at their auntie house this week, at grandma's house next week. They close at auntie house. Not even talking about kids that is a hummingbird outside my window. Not even talking about kids that live in group homes, that go to school, that go to public school. Cause these kids are angry. Do you hear me? Kids in foster care, they angry. Those kids are angry. Kids that have been removed from their parents and are either in a group home or a foster care situation, those kids are angry and they lashing out at everybody. They don't care who you are. You all y'all can get some of this. And they in school with your healthy child that comes home, is eating regular meals and sleeping in a bed and clothes are clean every day, and are dealing with healthy relationships with their parents. That's what your kids dealing with. And you're sending your kid to school, hoping that everything is going to be okay. And they run up against a child that, don't have no lunch money and just want to fight your child because they dress nice. That's what they're dealing with. And that's what these teachers are dealing with. Yeah. And it's sad because that right now, that is the only way that kids know how to communicate. They communicate through social media, through their phone. All teenagers you see out in public, they like this. All these teenagers that's growing up now, watch and see. They gonna all have that hump. They gonna all have that hump on their back when they get old. Cause all they doing is looking down all day on their phone. They gonna all have osteoporosis or osteoarthritis because that's what they do all day. All these kids gonna have carpal tunnel. This generation of kids, they're gonna have more problems than anybody else because they're gonna have carpal tunnel. All they do is play video games all day, holding that controller. They're all gonna have carpal tunnel. It's gonna be more carpal tunnel surgeries in the next 10 years probably than anything else. Hand surgeries. That's what you want to do. You want to become a surgeon because all of these people who play in these video games, holding these controllers, these phones and stuff, they're going to need a doctor. You want some money? Go into that field. Go into orthopedics. That's going to be where the money at. I'm telling you. So it's sad. It is really, really sad that these teachers are um, having to go through this. And these teachers are quitting. Because, for one, they don't pay these teachers enough to deal with these kids. And teachers are not trained to deal with kids that are coming to school with all of these emotional issues. They're not trained for that. They're trained to teach your child. Phoenix said, I even thought about being a school counselor slash social worker, and all I'd be doing with the population I would want to work with would have been violence intervention. Girl, it would have been way more deeper than that. As a social worker or counselor for a school, you have to deal with everything that is going on with that child. You can't just focus on one thing. You have to focus on everything. Because I was a counselor at a group home. I had to deal with everything. These are teenage kids. I had to take them to the doctor. I've taken kids to get abortions, everything. Taking kids to the hospital because they have been raped, all kind of stuff. Children. I mean, but that working at a group home really, really opened my eyes as to what is really going on in this world. I mean, before I started working there, I was really naive as to what is really going on with some of these kids, what some of these kids are going through. Like, of course, I knew that there were a lot of parents on crack and stuff, but you put that kind of stuff in the back of your mind because it ain't happening to you. I ain't never smoked crack. My kids ain't never had to deal with that. You kind of put that stuff in the back of your mind until you start working with kids and you see how many kids it is without parents because their parents have been addicted to drugs or alcohol. Then the shit becomes real. It's really kids out here that are starving, go to school every day, hungry, go to school dirty because they don't have no clothes. Because on the weekends, they mama and dad or daddy probably in jail or they mom and daddy ain't together or whatever. And instead of getting all the kids stuff ready for school on Monday, the mama was out getting high with her friends or whatever. It's a lot of kids out there like that. If you go home with them, the cupboards are empty. They waiting for school so they can eat. They eat at school. And then the schools are not providing hot lunches like they used to. So the stuff that they're serving now, if you got a hungry kid, they probably still hungry. Yeah, well, most of the schools out here have security, but they don't have enough. How do you have two security guards to police 1,000 kids, 1,500 kids? How can two security guards do that? They can't be all over that whole school, just two people. And like the campuses are spread out. So if something happened over there, he got to get from over there to over there to try to break it up. Because the teacher ain't going to break it up. Because the teacher, especially if it's a female teacher and it's two boys fighting, I'm not going to get in the middle of that. But shoot, these girls is as ruthless as these boys. I worked at a girls group home and got hurt. So they just as ruthless. Yeah, they should have um, more pay, but training to deal with kids? No. These parents need to deal with these kids. The teachers shouldn't even have to deal with that. They should not have to deal with these kids going off at school. That's not on the teacher. Don't train me how to deal with no badass kids. Take care of your kids at home. That's not on them. That's on these parents that's raising these kids. Raise your kid. So when they get to school, they know how to behave. When you come to school, sit your butt down, listen to the teacher, and she wouldn't have no problem. No, the teacher shouldn't have to do no more. The teacher has received her degree in teaching. She should be able to teach. She should not have to train these kids and teach them. That's not part of it. You'll never be able to pay anybody enough money to raise your kids and teach them. That's not on the teacher. That's on the parent. Maybe some of these parents need classes. When you see that these kids are struggling and having problems, maybe they need to have some classes for these parents to attend. Maybe that'll shake something up. Because you can't blame the kids because they're young. The kids are young, their minds are still developing. Somebody got to help them develop that mind. My mom only had to tell me a few times when I started school, check this out. You go to school, you sit your butt down, you close your mouth, you listen to that teacher, and you bring your butt home. That's what I did. When I was little, kids wasn't even fighting in the classroom like they fight now. Like when I was little, if it was going to be a fight, it was going to be on the schoolyard. We did not fight in the classroom. They didn't do that. This a whole different breed of kids that don't respect nothing. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect their parents. They don't respect nothing. They don't. They just are out here wilding out. Basically, they wilding out. But you can't just say it's because kids are bad. You can't say that. That's not the solution. You can't just say the kids are bad. Because the kids come from something. They come from parents. So if the kid's bad, the parent's bad. They don't, kids are not just born bad. They learn certain behaviors, and if they're not corrected, then they will continue to use those bad behaviors. Like I saw a little boy on a video floating around on Facebook now, and this little boy is literally cursed, couldn't have been no more than 3 or 4 years old, cursing, using every curse word in the book. And the person that is filming the video is laughing. So that's not the baby. It's not that the baby is bad. The baby is doing what he thinks is funny. Oh, okay, well, I get laughed at in jokes if I say bad words instead of that adult correcting them. That's the adult's fault, not the baby. He don't know it's wrong. He don't know that there are other people that is going to look at that behavior and frown on it because the person that he trusts is laughing. So then when he gets to school and cuss his teacher out and she have a problem with it, in his mind he is thinking, well, when I'm at home, this is funny. Why is it not funny here? Because the people you live with are crazy. That's why. The people you live with are immature. The people you live with are ghetto. And you cannot go to school, Devontae, and cuss out your teacher and call her a bunch of B's and MFs. Because she gonna send you to the office. Then they gonna call Devontae's mama. And they gonna be like, Miss Devontae, do you know that Devontae cussed his teacher out today and called her all kind of B's and well, what she do? What she do to him? Cause he ain't cussed her out for nothing. What she do? Tell that B I want to talk to her. And then here comes the teacher. Okay, well, I asked Devontae to sit down in a circle because it was circle reading time, and everybody else was sitting in the circle. And Devontae wanted to sit in the middle of the circle, and I told him, "No, Devontae, it's not your time to sit in." Well, you should have let him sit in the middle, B. Don't ever tell my son he can't sit in the middle. If he want to sit in the middle, let him sit in the middle. You should have got out the circle and let Devontae sit in the middle. That's how y'all mamas be acting now. That's why Devontae is on his way to state prison. I'm getting ready to go. But I want to show y'all that Rufus now has a girlfriend. Okay, for my birthday, my husband was sweet enough to get Rufus a girlfriend. So let me introduce y'all to Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Come through, Shaka. So now we got Rufus and Shaka. Don't the hair kind of look like something that Shaka Khan would have probably did in the 90s? That wild hair. They was doing wild hair in the 90s. So we got Rufus and Shaka Khan. This was like this was a birthday present from heaven. Ain't she cute? But see, the thing is that okay, see, Rufus got his hand all around her neck and everything. Like this is my woman. Rufus, can you let go for a minute so we can show Shaka's fingers? Now, see, Shaka has the real fingers of a sloth. Rufus don't. That's how you know it's a real sloth. They have the little three little nail things. I think this is what helps them climb trees. And their arms are supposed to be a little bit longer. She even got hers on her feet. Their arms are supposed to be a little bit longer because sloths are more like Rufus arms. Their arms are longer because this is what they use to walk with because they kind of slide on the ground, kind of. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Rufus has a wife now. So he can let Esther get her. Now, see, now we have to find a mate for Esther.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we do. Everybody needs somebody. Okay, everybody needs somebody to love. So Rufus got Shaka Khan. Now we got to get a boyfriend for Esther, and that'll be it until I get somebody else that needs somebody. But aren't they beautiful? Aren't they cute? Even though Shaka Khan looks more like a sloth, I think they're cute. They're a cute couple. They're such a cute couple. This is couple goals. You know how y'all always be saying that y'all see two people together and they post this beautiful Instagram picture and y'all be like couple goals. And probably as soon as they took that picture, the dude probably cussed her out and everything, but y'all don't see that part. You only see the cute part. And the majority of you believe everything you see on social media. If it's a picture of it, it's real. Take care of y'all kids. Okay? I mean, I just hate to hear that teachers are quitting because they can't deal with the kids. They can deal with the low pay. They willing to deal with that because most people that are teachers know that the pay is low, but they feel like I'm helping somebody, you know, change their life. But now these teachers are coming in with the mindset, I can't help these kids. Okay? This is a no-win situation. And when you get people that come to that point, it's bad. It's over. They just come there and be like, whatever. These kids don't want to learn anyway. Shit, I'm just gonna show up and get my check. Did your mama had a lot of their albums, Rufus and Chaka Khan? Amber said, I'm happy for Rufus. I am too. I am so happy for Rufus because I have been looking for a mate for Rufus because I did hear that they don't really like to be alone. They do have little, little sloth friends and stuff. So I was on a hunt looking for a mate for Rufus. And when I went in that store and saw that other sloth, I was like, oh my God. I'm so happy that Rufus got him a girlfriend now. Yes, Rufus and Chaka Khan is a duet. You can look up their music. Yeah, all these little kids be cussing now, honey. These little kids out here be cussing. And it's sad. Yeah, these boys, it seems like these boys fight more girls than they do boys because, they think if they fight a girl, they're going to automatically win. But there's some girls out here that got hands. It is some girls that have hands. But when I went to school, that I never worried about a boy hitting me. Well, I did get hit. A boy hit me once, but he slapped me. And all of the other boys was so mad at him. I mean, I didn't really like him. He was he was like the aggressive, chubby boy. Like he wasn't cute. And I really think that he liked me and I didn't like him and he got mad and like everybody was like making fun of him and I was laughing and said something and he hit me and didn't hit none of the boys that was really going in on him and that's why everybody got mad. But see, nowadays that would have went farther than that. These boys now be socking girls and hitting girls like they hit boys, or they are more aggressive with girls than they are boys. Fight them boys, but they know most of these teenage boys they packing something, so you don't want to fight them. But you think a girl ain't packing nothing? Oh, she ain't gonna have nothing to protect herself. Y'all better quit, cause these some of these girls is as rough as these boys. What is that on my glasses? Some of these girls rough too. All right, y'all. I'm finna go. I'm going to see which plant video I want to film. I might do a video on the Moses in the basket. I got all these Christian plants. How did that happen? Like, how did I end up with all of these plants that have Christian themes to them? I should do a video about all of the plants that I have with Christian themes as a witch. Y'all are like that. Yeah, you never know what people will bully you about. I got, I was the chubby girl. I wore glasses and I dressed funny. I did dress funny though. Because I look back, I knew I dressed funny. My mama dressed me funny, because she was older and she dressed fun. I dressed funny. So when the kids teased me about dressing funny, they was telling the truth. It didn't make it feel any better, but they were telling the truth. I was that nerdy, funny looking kid. I really was. So I can't dispute that, but you could have kept them comments to yourself. You didn't have to tell me that I was dressing funny. You could have just kept that to yourself. Leave me alone. I'm clean. I never went to school hungry. I never went to school dirty. But yeah, I was a funny looking kid and I got teased for it. Not bad. Not bullied for it. But yeah, I did get teased and laughed at on multiple occasions. Now I can look back on that and laugh, but at the time it was very heart wrenching. But that's just kids. But nowadays, kids take that stuff to the limit. They go way too far. I made these earrings, child. I just put this little, I got this from a cult shop. It's a skeleton key. And I got this little doodad thing from Hot Topics, I think. And I just added it. Because, I'm creative like that. I be out here creating stuff. Okay? Oh yeah, through the fire, through the limit, through the wall, for a chance to be with you, I gladly risk it all. Ooh, that falsetto.
That's not Rufus though. And Shaka Khan.
Who was that?
I mean, that's Shaka Khan.
That was Shaka Khan by herself.
That's Shaka Khan by herself.
Okay, what was one of the
You
Rufus
gotta
ones?
go to I will love you anyway.
Even though I cannot stay,
I think you are the one for me.
here's where I wanna be. I just want to satisfy you. You're not mine and I can't deny it. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love you now, I'll go crazy. Whoa, whoa, sweet thing. Dun, dun. Don't you know you're my everything? Where do Rufus come in at?
That's the whole group.
Oh, they all
You
singing?
got yeah. Well, they not all singing. Shaka Khan was the lead singer, or she was the only singer. They just harmonized and played the music.
Oh, okay. Rufus was in the background, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Phoenix said Rufus was the band. Like, girl, do you know anything? I don't. I don't know anything about these singers and stuff. I was a church girl. Okay, my mama didn't let me listen to that secular music. I didn't really start listening to that until I was, a good grown up. My mama didn't like that secular, a good grown up. Okay, that's like in your 20s. My mama didn't like that secular music being played in her house. She wasn't for all that rub me down, touch me, lick me, flip me,
Ooh,
all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
that
I
part.
had to, I had to play that real low so she wasn't hearing it. So I don't, I know songs, but I don't really know like the backstories about all these bands and stuff. Like a lot of people, like my husband, he know everything.
I don't know
He's
them all.
he's smart.
I don't know
You
them
know
all.
more than I do, little child. Hey, KK. Oh, Phoenix said, "Tell me something good."
There you go. There you go. Tell me,
Tell me that
tell
you
me, tell
love
me.
me.
There you go.
KK say, "Did you enjoy your birthday?" I sure enough did. I turned 55. I'm out here shining 55.
Still going.
Okay, wait a minute. So, I was like, I don't know what possessed me to do this. Why would I get on the scale after binging all that food I ate? Cake, two different kinds of cake, chicken. I get on the scale this morning. I done gained a whole pound, a whole one. So, and then it was like cake left over. So I'm still like eating cake, but I didn't eat it all. But this weekend we still doing something else, so it's gonna be more cake. But in between, like in this week, I'm gonna be doing some little detox stuff. But yeah, my birthday was so nice. It was just me, my husband, of course, all the grandkids called and all of that kind of stuff. My kids called. We just had a day where we just relaxed and we started watching Breaking Bad. I know we are super late to this party, okay? And we just ate and I just had a time to reflect. This is one thing that I always do for my birthday is I like to reflect on the year and look at what lessons I have learned. Have I changed as a person? I like to set goals for the year, things that I'm working on. Like, you should always have a vision board, goals set, or something. And I just really had a day where I sat and reflect. I did makeup. I did like a facial. I, did like an under eye treatment. It was just a beautiful day because this is a power year for me because it is a double five, which is Oshun's number. So I know this year, I am powerful. I will not allow anything to stop me this year. This year, I just want to laugh more at stuff. Don't let stuff bother me and keep it pushing. That's my goal for the year. Is to not let, little things bother me. If they happen and just keep on going. Laugh at it, keep on going. Don't even think about it because last year I overthought a lot of things. I thought about things longer than I should have. Tried to work things out in my brain that wasn't my shit. So I ain't doing that this year. I'm on to bigger, and 55 is gonna be great. It's great. It is. Y'all like my shirt? Y'all know I love cats, huh? I don't have one. But I really like cats. I'm allergic to them. That's why I don't have one. I don't feel like dealing with cat dander and um, all that stuff. Cleaning up behind a cat. Because Gizmo can go outside and poop. I pick it up and we gone. But cat, you got to deal with the litter box and shitting and hairballs and stuff. And I don't want to deal with that. That's right, girl. Make them jealous of 55, honey. Make them jealous. Oh, really? Your boyfriend don't know none of the. Oh, honey, them old songs, them the good ones. The music that they making now is crazy. This ain't even music to me. Like the music that they have now, like this is the what are these kids gonna look back on? We our generation, we have so many great artists to look back on. Michael Jackson, Prince, Janet Jackson, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin, the Temptations, the Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire. We got all these people to look back on. Who these kids gonna look back on? Cardi B, mumble rappers. Child, please. Beyonce. Happy birthday, boo! Happy birthday, Patrick. Patrick is a Leo like me. Happy birthday, Patrick. I hope you have a great day like I did. Set your goals for the year and reach them. Okay? Y'all know us Leos. We are an interesting breed. Because I have noticed that other, Leos, a lot of them are a lot like, we are a lot alike. We have a lot of the same traits. Leos, we love for people to tell us happy birthday. We like for people to tell us we look good. We like to be praised. We like to be on top. We like to be achieving. Leos are high achievers. They like to achieve things. They like to work on projects and they like to see them be successful. And then when they are successful, they want you to tell them that I'm finna go because this thing cutting off like this is getting on my nerves. Even though it does come right back, I don't know. Please don't ask me why it's doing it because I don't know. It's not the internet here. It really must be something going on with YouTube. And that's the crazy thing. No matter how crazy Leos act, people do love us. People love us. That's the thing. Either you hate a Leo or you love him. It ain't no, really in between. I don't have a lot of in between people. Either you like me or you don't. Ain't no in between. Either you like me or you don't. I like her or I hate her. Okay? And I don't care. If you like me, it's good. If you don't, that's good too. I'm finna go, y'all. I love you guys so much. If you get a chance, go back and read this young lady's article. It is very, very interesting. And yeah, it's gone viral and she is getting a lot of attention right now. I have not looked. It kind of sounds like she is moving more in towards a homeschooling type program. I know she does have kids, so it looks like she's homeschooling her children, and that's what this whole thing is going to blow up into. Her starting a homeschool program or whatever, which is good for her. If it's a woman and you can get out there and make a change, however you can do it, I'm rooting for you. I really am. Because when things start to affect you physically, you she was gaining weight and stuff, and she did go on this weight loss journey, I guess, in the midst of all of this. And then when it gets to the point where it's affecting you physically, then that ain't for you. So I'm happy for her. Okay, guys, I will. Oh, you was bullied too, Phyllis? Yeah, you know these kids crazy, girl. I may come back later. I want to do a plant video, so I may come back later and go live tonight. If not, I'm trying to get my husband to do a podcast with me. Can you guys tell my husband to do a podcast. Maybe if I get enough people saying, yeah, we want you to do it. If you want him to do a podcast, can you put a black heart in the comment section? And maybe if we get enough black hearts, my husband will come and do this podcast with me because he is just not jumping on board. And I don't know why. Y'all like him. Oh, thanks, thanks, Phyllis. Babe, they're saying they want you to. They saying, come on, Peanut Gallery. Oh, drop a peanut for him.
Drop a peanut.
Yeah, since he's a peanut gallery. They like, come on, babe. God, they want you to do it. Everybody doing a podcast but us. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody is doing a podcast. God, dog, like podcast is the new thing. Everybody is doing. Like them podcasts must be paying some good money. That's what I need to do. I need to research like how much is these people making off of these podcasts because it's got to be lucrative. Because if it wasn't, all of these people would not be jumping on the podcast bandwagon. Okay, so oh, look at all the peanuts you getting, babe. They putting all the peanuts for you. They want you to come. They want to hear your opinion. Your opinion.
Later tonight.
Oh, he said later. Okay, I'm gonna hold him to this. Okay. So I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye.